Hey guys, like you just seen, I'm not going to do this video outside. It's 100 frickin' degrees. It's May long weekend. Everything's closed and my air conditioning went for a shit. Um, and I can't even go to the store and buy a window unit or nothing else. I am screwed. It's hotter than hell already in here, and it's going to get worse the next few days. My only hope is tomorrow I can find someone that'll either fix it or install a new one. So anyways, what I want to talk about actually is cooking. Cooking in shift, cooking in everyday, cooking in an emergency situation. Whether you're a foodie or not foodie, you love to cook, you don't love to cook, you got to know that you have different pots and different pans for different things. I mean, you're not going to necessarily put a frying pan in the oven. You're not going to cook a roast in a frying pan. You know, you're not gonna fry eggs in a crock pot type thing. There's a lot of different pots, a lot of different pans. I love to cook, and I started thinking, what's one, if I could only have one piece of cookware that I knew was going to last, as long as I took care of it, I wanted something, I could fry eggs, I could bake, I could slow cook, I could do anything, from cook potatoes to deep fry foods, to cook a chicken, to fry eggs, to make bread. And I started really thinking, what's one piece of cookware I could do all this with if I had to have one that's easy to use, that I could use in an emergency situation, whether I had no power or I could use it outside on the barbecue or over a fire or whatever. And lo and behold, it hit me, and I've been using it all the time, especially when I went camping. So let's go see what I'm talking about. Here it is, guys. It's the Dutch oven. This is one piece of cast iron equipment that you can cook absolutely anything in and cook it any way as long as there's a heat source. Now, I forgot how often I've used this and what I really like, how regular this is as part of my everyday cooking, not just emergency preparedness or not just camping. This thing can be hung over a fire. This thing can be set in the fire, on the coals. I use this in my oven to cook bread all the time or cook roasts all the time. You've seen from the photographs at the start how a few briquettes on the bottom, once they got going, and a few on top, kept this thing warm for over 4 hours. I did a cake today and I did some Bannock style bread in this, all within a 4-hour span off maybe a pound of briquettes, maybe a dozen on top, a dozen on the bottom. Cast iron holds an insane amount of heat for a long period of time. If you would have had this in the sun all day, like on a day like today, you wouldn't be able to touch this. It would be too hot. And it doesn't need a large heat source to maintain its heat either. That's the crazy thing about it. You don't even need to throw this on a fire in your oven on top of your stove. I've done this before. I've put briquettes in here and had a fire in here. Hot rocks, very hot rocks out of a fire in here. Put them in here, and I take the lid. You flip that lid over and close that back on there on top proper. This is now a fry surface when it sits flat. You can fry eggs on here. You can do your hash browns on here, your fish on here. I've even have it with the briquettes in there. It got so hot I put an aluminum pot on top and I've boiled water right on this surface here. The Dutch oven is an incredible piece of simple technology that's been around for a long time. And it's the one thing that you can cook anything in, from baking to boiling to braising to you name it, to frying. It's the one universal piece of equipment, as long as you take care of it and keep it seasoned and keep it dry like you're supposed to. A very simple method to take care of cast iron. It'll last you a lifetime. And it's the main cookware for any shift situation. Whether you have hydro, you have electricity, you have gas for your stove, or you're doing a fire in the backyard, or like I showed you in these photographs, doing the cake and the Bannock bread today. Just a few briquettes. Cast iron's a phenomenal piece. Whether you have a frying pan or a Dutch oven like this, which is even better because it's more universal, more things you can do with it. So anyways, guys, just have a look at Dutch ovens. Have a look at the uses online for them. Like, there's a ton of ways to use a Dutch oven and a ton of things to cook. So just keep that in mind. Anyways, I'm Wild Willie and I got to get trucking. Remember, it's not a question if the shit's going to hit the fan. It's a question of when. So always be prepared.